Hey everybody, James with Tammy. We haven't done a video in a while, apologise for that. And she's over there, but she's
hiding.
She's hiding in the corner, but she'll chirp up, I'm sure. She don't want to be on the video today.
I'll correct James when it needs to be done.
There you go. Someone has got to keep me in line.
There's a few women that I've talked to, they just laugh because they think that's so funny.
Yeah, I bet they do. Okay. I love your videos. This is Emily Brolt. Hi, I love your videos. Personally, I have 3 French Bulldogs. I'm trying to do reproduction and I have a question about semen. When should I do that? How many days after my dogs start bleeding? Well, I've got a whole video on this, but the short answer is most dogs are bred between 11 and 13 after they show first signs of blood. The best way to do this is to do a progesterone test about day 6. You want to do a breeding 2 days after a 5, which will typically be on a 15 for a vaginal AI or 25 for a surgical or TCI. If you can't do progesterone test, then you're going to have to time it off the dog's behavior. And if you've got a male dog around, what you're going to see is, number 1, her blood color will have started to go much lighter, typically about day 9 or 10. And she will be a lot more receptive to the male. And we're interested in her behavior, not the male's behavior, because males are little horn dogs. They're just going to try and jump on anything. But the female will be in what's called standing heat, and that means that she will physically stand there and let that dog sniff on her back end, lick on her back end, and ultimately get up on her back end. If she walks away or growls or snaps, she's not ready. But if she'll stand there, standing heat, and flagging, if she's got a tail, she moves her tail off to the side, then you've got a dog that probably needs...
If she acts real slutty.
Yeah, exactly.
She may just be a slutty dog.
That's right, they are out there. Okay. How often do Yorkshire Terriers go into heat? Tammy, you're a Yorkshire Terrier fanatic. Tell us.
How often?
Yes.
Probably once a year, because they're so small.
Yeah, that's right. So typically Frenchies are every 6 months. Some dogs are a little bit less. A lot of dogs maybe a bit more. But typically smaller dogs, like Chihuahuas, it may be once a year. So you're just going to have to watch it.
Stay in tune.
Noah Buddy says, James, a quarter by a quarter is a 16th, and by God, you are right. So that's not no new math. That's the good. So I was probably talking about the possibilities of getting some particular colours, and say I said a quarter by a quarter, and he's absolutely right. I don't know what I said, but you're right. A quarter by a quarter is absolutely a 16th. Caroline Boyle says, I was looking for advice. I have a platinum girl and wanted her colour tested with animal genetics in the UK. Do I get a complete colour profile or test for just selected colours? That's a good question. So I run into this quite a bit. Here's the deal. In the USA version of animal genetics, which by the way, I think they're great people, they charge $40 a test or $130 for a complete coat colour analysis. That does not include moral, does not include fluffy, does not include intensity. But it does include cocoa, both versions of chocolate, cocoa and testable, blue, pied, brindle, black, mask, cream. It's all part of that test. So look, if you're going to do 3 tests, it's going to cost you $120. You might as well have done the whole thing. So typically, I'm almost always in a situation where it just makes sense to do the whole test. But do the math on it. The whole test just keeps you safe on this. And look, here's the deal. I see lots of people who are, got puppies up there for sale and they're not sure about what the colour DNA is. I think that's a mistake. Either you can say, look, I just don't know, fine. But if people are buying dogs and they want to breed them, they probably want to know, and I think that it behooves you to find out exactly what that dog is. Justin, I never had this question before. Justin Baker says, my dog's daily temperature are lower side of normal. Should I still, we're talking about C-sections here, and what he's asking about is Justin's asking about whether so what we typically say is this: you start taking the dog's temperature 5 days before. What are you doing?
Oh, I was looking to see
Get me worried
what was
here.
behind.
Typically, you start taking a temperature about 5 days before anticipated whelp date. And you're looking for a temperature that slowly drops from something around 100 to a temperature that's below 99, so like the 98.9 he's talking about. What he's saying is his dog's temperature is normally low, and so do you then make it a lower temperature? I don't know. I mean, look, I have a low temperature. My temperature is normally 97.5. So I don't know the answer to this. I mean, I think you're just going to have to find out. I would really like to know what the answer is when you do this, because I don't know. Never had that one before. So, hey, we're all learning on this one. So, Justin, yeah, it's windy as heck. We're here in Oklahoma, and it's 50 mile an hour winds.
Winds, yeah. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Oh, somebody's talking about one of my videos. It says, oh man, it's going to take 20 minutes to get to the point. However, I didn't get bored, and it was very informative. Well, thank you. So, I agree.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, look, I see so many videos where it's so much fluff to get to something that's of interest. And we read, to find a gem in our stuff, look, you're going to have to watch the whole thing. But it's funny because, most of these videos are 10, 12 minutes long, and our average retention time is about 4 minutes. So it means that we are boring people, unfortunately, and they're not staying for the whole thing. But we try to give you information every few minutes in these things. But is it okay to use the inflatable AI kits? We're talking about the cat with the balloon on the end of it. The idea behind this is you have an AI tube that you put into the dog, and then you have a syringe that blows up the little balloon on the end of it and locks it in place. Yes, they work great, especially for people who haven't done AIs before, because it locks everything in place so you can keep this dog. Here's the problem, it's just a question of mechanics, that's all it is. When you AI a dog, you want the semen to stay close to the cervix as possible and not dribble out of the dog. There's a number of ways that you can do this, but one way is that you have the inflatable catheter that you blow up while it's in place. It stops semen from backing out and landing on the ground. The other way to do that is you put your finger in there and you keep the dog at an angle, and they both work fine. Wayne Melion says, hi, I had a progesterone test Friday, reading was 1.23. Would you go back Wednesday for the AI? Well, look, you don't have enough information there. What you know is this dog, you didn't tell us how many days she's been in heat, but I'm going to guess about 5. Let's just pretend that that's correct, because most dogs don't roll up past 1 for about the first 5 days of the heat. But so we're going to assume that we're 5 days into the heat. So it's going to roll up about 1 point a day. So a 1 on Friday is a 2 on Saturday, is a 3 on Sunday, is a 4 on Monday, is a 5 on Tuesday ovulation. That dog's probably going to be bred Thursday. To go in Wednesday, I'd go in a little earlier than that, because this dog may shortchange you, and he may find that you're getting this down a little late. So I would say Tuesday if it was me. Oh, somebody's talking about our little boy Picasso, our lilac and tan boy, says when I do my second breeding, I'm gonna want him.
Yes.
Got it. He is the bomb.
Picasso.
He is the bomb. In fact, this next litter that I wanted to breed to one of our full fluffies, Tammy put her foot down and said, "No, we've got too many people
Too many customers
waiting on merles.
Waiting on merles.
He produces
short
these
hair merles. They're just
beautiful.
He is
Beautiful
babies.
Coloured up.
I just bawled and boo-hooed when my lilac and tan merle puppy that I sold.
I know you did.
He was a fluffy carrier.
Yeah, that didn't come from him.
Oh, that's right. That was
I just
Giabella. Love the merle. Yeah.
Yeah, I like merles too.
He was gorgeous.
And look, while we're talking about this, we've got 23 stud dogs, folks. We have 23 Frenchie stud dogs. If you're looking for a stud dog, come talk to us. You'll get great information even if you don't use us. But we've got a number of dogs who are special dogs, and Picasso.
Get our feelings hurt.
That's
don't
right.
Use us.
Picasso is one of those guys. I mean, he is stinking small. I mean, he's like 17, 18 pounds.
He throws tweeds.
He throws tweeds and harlequins. He
crystal blue eyes,
and platinums and lilacs, and he gets the job done. And he gets good-sized litters, despite the fact he's a small dog.
His personality is great. He's about 17 pounds.
Somebody says here, are you have any new pups or any litters coming soon? Well, the answer is yes.
Yeah.
So we bred Picasso to a lilac to a blue and tan that might carry cream.
Yeah.
So that litter's about 6, 7 weeks, 8 weeks from dropping on the ground, hopefully.
Yep,
If it took.
Yep. But
And
we're
then-
also getting full fluffy.
And then we've got Lola, our full fluffy, was bred to Denali.
She's a chocolate and tan.
She's a
Possibility.
chocolate and tan.
Chocolate and tan carries blue. Possibility of cream. ATA. And Denali is our blue and tan. Carries cocoa and carries cream. ATA.
So we will get out of that.
Full visual fluffies.
And what will we get?
Oh, we'll get lilac and tans, we'll get blue and tans, we'll get chocolate and tans, so lots of pretty colors.
And we might get a platinum.
Yeah.
If we get lucky.
Uh-huh.
There's a bit of a stretch on
Yeah,
that one.
the
That's a
breeder
bit of a
didn't
stretch.
test her for cream. Can you believe that?
Someone talking about cleft palates in a puppy. They're asking, does anyone know how effective the
Yeah,
surgery
you'll
is?
have to hang on to
My
that.
puppy is 3.5 months old. Well, we've only come across this one time. We actually had a dog with a hair lip. And so it was relatively easy. It was just a little mark right here. But we had to wait until that puppy was, 3 months old, 12 weeks plus before we got it fixed. And it was fine. And just you couldn't hardly see it after it was all done. But a cleft palate, I just don't know. I don't know. Let us know how it works out for you. I mean, you've always got to wait till a dog is big enough because you have to intubate the dog to do this surgery. Yeah, good luck on that. Let us know. Okay, Kate W is trying to be funny. And we're going to stop that, Kate. She says, love these guys. There is a chance that James has ADHD. He's a fast talker and mover.
Oh,
Well,
and it wears me out.
well, some of this
Especially
is...
with COVID and having to be quarantined with him.
Some of this, yeah. So some
And
of this...
retirement on top of that.
Stop it! Some of this...
Jeez Louise.
Some of this is, I think, I'm British originally. I'm American now, so, I'm more American than British.
Daddy always said, tell him to slow down when he talks.
But English people tend to talk faster. I think
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
And I've just got so much I want to tell people
You
that I
talked
tend...
to a guy from Ireland today that talks real fast.
Yeah, I sure did. He was
Yeah.
hard to understand for me.
Yeah.
Nice guy. Yeah, but I think the answer to this is, look, I've got a lot, I think I have a lot to say and I want to get it out. So we don't want to make these, this video is already 12 minutes, people are dropping off at 4, so I've got to talk fast. We'll try one more. How much fish milk should I give a puppy that has fluid in its lungs, I believe? Okay, so we're talking about aspiration pneumonia. So when a puppy has got milk into its lungs, if it starts to get a rattly sound, and that's why you want our puppy care kit with a stethoscope, by the way, so you can diagnose this. If it has rattly sound, and if it specifically has mucus coming out of its nose, what's happened is the milk has got into its lungs, the milk has then gone bad and caused a secondary infection that causes pneumonia, and this is a bad day. You need to get on this one quick. What do? You give amoxicillin. You can go to your vet, you can get Clavamox. That's one way to do it. Or if you're cheap, you can go get Fishmox, which is exactly the same thing, but you've got to figure out how much to give. And the answer to that is, I'm not going to give it to you over the air.
You're not
because
a vet.
I'm not a vet, and I don't want to be responsible for you misinterpreting or me getting it wrong and you having a problem. So I'm sorry, I just don't give that information out. But the answer is, just go look up puppy dosage amoxicillin and it'll tell you how much by weight. It's pretty easy to figure out. You're going to have to figure out how to crush up the tablet and divide it up into the appropriate amount, because in one tablet's going to be do a whole litter. But I've got a video on that particular thing, so there we go.
Well, yeah. You've got customers that'll call and ask, how much Nemex do I give the puppies? Well, it's
on the label.
instructions on the label, on the bottle. Look for yourself. Google it. All that good stuff.
Yeah, so look, we want to help people, but like
Yeah,
some of
but
these
come
questions,
on.
some of these questions, you absolutely can go Google it. So I get so many phone calls, and I try to help everybody, but some of
Yeah.
these phone calls really,
My honeydews aren't getting done.
no, they're not. No, but some of these things you really can find the answer, and I'm just not going to
Yes.
give dosages on stuff. So if you ask me how much Nemex 2 to give, I'm going to say read the bottle. But there we go. Don't want anyway.
Be sure and watch YouTube channel with our
Can
new
I sneak
babies
this over so
coming
people
up.
can see Tammy real quick?
Oh, I think
There
you're
she
pitiful.
is. There she is. Okay, so thanks for watching. Subscribe to us. Go visit our site, www.mybreedersupply.com. Lots of great products that you absolutely need, and if you don't have them, you're missing out.
Yeah. Oh, and I still have 2 little boys left.
Fluffy carriers.
One of them is blue and tan. Listen to this. Blue and tan, AT, carries cream, carries cocoa, carries testable chocolate. So that makes him an Isabella maker and new shade. And he also is a fluffy carrier. He's blue and tan, AT-AT, carries cream, carries cocoa, carries testable chocolate, and is a fluffy carrier. That little boy is so loaded, it's unreal.
And he's going to be small.
He will make platinums. He will make Isabellas. He'll make the new shade. You know, just wonderful. And then the other little boy is a sable, mahogany sable, carries blue, carries cocoa. So he can make lilac and tans because he carries AT, blue and tans, blue fawns, lilac fawns, fluffy carrier, and full visual fluffies, you know, on top of that, with the correct female on each of those boys, too.
And he's small.
Oh, gosh. They're Grizzly Bear Jr.'s grandbabies.
Out of the UK.
Out of the UK, because Mama is Grizzly Bear's baby. Junior baby. Yeah.
And
Wolfie
Kiki?
is the daddy. Kiki's probably 16 pounds.
Yes, she was 20 pounds when we took her in with 5 puppies on board. Yep. Okay, so that's enough of that. All right, so subscribe to us, please. See you all, everybody. Bye.
Bye.